Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from keyboardimprov.com, and welcome to the 13th video in my complete journey through the Beatles songbook. This is a Hard Day's Night. I'm just kind of picking them randomly or semi-randomly for week to week. And Hard Day's Night really grabs you from the beginning, and the Beatles did this a lot. George Martin, their longtime producer, talks about this, how they would craft the arrangement for the beginning of the recording so that it just grabbed you, like Can't Buy Me Love just starts with the vocals, Can't Buy Me Love, and then the band comes in. Nobody had done that in pop and rock music at that time. And I think, so Hard Day's Night has this D minor 11th kind of thing, or D 11th chord. It's been a hard, right? And it's a combination of the different voicings on the different guitars. They really thought about this a lot, this one chord, and it's one of the most famous chords in rock and pop music. And I think one of the reasons the Beatles did this is because, you know, they were coming up in the late 50s and then the early 60s, you know, when they were starting to play as teenagers and then starting the band. So all these great arrangements from the swing era were still around, you know, Duke Ellington, Glenn Miller, Count Basie, Sinatra. This stuff was still in the air, and this is what those arrangers did. You know, Duke Ellington knew how to write an intro, right? And the Beatles were influenced by this. George Martin, longtime producer, had a classical background and could do anything, really. And Paul McCartney's father was a jazz trumpet player, played in big bands. So they knew this stuff, and I think they brought this, and a lot more, to rock and pop music. It's one of the things that made them very special. It's that attention to detail that they put to every part of the recording. And you don't even hear it in all their solo career recordings. You know, they might have four measures, just kind of, okay, you know. There's never four measures on a Beatles record that just, okay. There's always something special happening. You know, it goes back really to the 20s with Louis Armstrong's Hot Fives and Hot Sevens, where they, you know, there's something always like a kaleidoscope going around. Something's always happening that's interesting at every moment, or between every little 8-measure section. Something's happening, how it goes from one to the other. And the ending, too, goes to this chord, this F chord, surprise chord. You know, after this rock and roll song, they just go to a different key and a weird texture, you know, which is fun. And this is one of the early examples of them doing this. It became more of a trademark later on, but they did it with Hard Day's Night, Ticket to Ride. Strawberry Fields Forever might have the most extended and kind of wonderfully bizarre ending. You know, listen to that if you haven't listened to it in a while. It goes to avant-garde classical music. They did this a lot. It's one of their trademarks. So, you know, in this series, we've been talking about doing things with these songs, you know, like taking a little bit that's jazzy and magnifying it, making it really jazzy, or if it's pretty, we'll make it really pretty, or classical, or whatever. But I think Hard Day's Night's one of those songs, just for me, you know, at least to just have fun and play. So here we go. I'm going to start with that D minor or D 11th chord and take it from there. Enjoy. And I think at the end, when it goes to that F thing, I might extend that and do a little improv on that. We'll see. I love that ending, you know? Like, who else would do an ending like that but the Beatles, right? And again, even if we're just sort of playing the song as it was and having fun and not trying to do this grandiose thing like on this song, you know, you find that little improv thing at the end. Okay, I can extend that and do something pianistic on it. That's what playing piano is all about. It's a whole orchestra right here. We can do whatever we want. So thanks for being here. If you're interested in Skype lessons, email me, rondrodos@keyboardimprov.com, and have a great week or whatever you're doing with your own music. I'll see you in the next video.